Hello friends, welcome to Sri Ram's. The topic for today's discussion is Constitutional Crisis in Rajasthan. How did it start? A fortnight back, around 19 members of Rajasthan Legislative Assembly rebelled against their own government, starting a governmental crisis in the state of Rajasthan. What did the Speaker do? Speaker served the rebel MLAs disqualification notice under the anti-defection law. The implication was that the anti-party activities of rebel MLAs constituted a case of defection for all practical purposes. On what basis was it challenged in the court? The law says that if an MP or MLA has voluntarily given up his membership of such political party, Clause 2(1)(a), he can be tried for defection and if proved, he can be disqualified. The Rajasthan High Court was approached by the rebel MLAs. Rebels challenged the Speaker's order for stifling their freedom of speech, which is a democratic right. What did the Rajasthan High Court say? The Rajasthan High Court asked Speaker C.P. Joshi to wait for its verdict before taking any action against rebels under anti-defection law. Can the High Court interfere with the actions of the Speaker before they are final? Generally not. Was anti-defection law violated? It was, if we go by the Supreme Court verdicts. The Apex Court ruled that voluntarily giving up membership may be indicated by anti-party activities, which implies violation of the anti-defection law. Was the governor right in not convening the assembly session when the chief minister advised him to do so? Article 163 of the Constitution requires the governor of a state to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, headed by the chief minister, in the exercise of his functions, unless the Constitution requires him to act in his discretion. Article 174 confers the governor with the power to summon, prorogue, or dissolve the legislature of the state. In the Nabam Rebia versus Deputy Speaker 2016 case, Supreme Court applied the doctrine of harmonious construction to the two provisions when it considered whether the governor must exercise this power in his discretion or on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The court concluded that governor's discretion did not extend to the powers conferred under Article 174 and hence he could not summon the House, determine its legislative agenda, or address legislative assembly without consulting Chief Minister or the Speaker. In other words, the governor is bound by the advice of Chief Minister heading the Council of Ministers in the powers of summoning and proroguing the legislature. What is a constitutional crisis? In a constitutional democracy, a constitutional crisis is a problem or conflict in the functioning of the government that the Constitution is unable to resolve. Are the Rajasthan developments a constitutional crisis? It does appear to be so, as the relations between Chief Minister and the Governor has come under strain. The established interpretation of the anti-defection law is also coming under challenge. There is a legislature versus judiciary conflict as well. Well, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast.